Well, hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of the weekly Montauk. If you're new here, my name's Katie. I started last week on my weight loss journey. Started off at 300. Well, I started this channel last week, but I started about 4 weeks ago. I was 300.6 pounds. Last week was more like call to action. I wanted to present myself and talk to anyone who was listening, ask for advice, tips, just comments, good juju. This week I wanted to talk about my meal plan and my exercise, what I plan to do for the next 2 odd years. Also, to preface, all the information that I have gathered is from YouTube channels that I follow. Love YouTube. Don't go by what I'm telling you. I am not an expert. Please research it for yourself. This is information I have gathered that explains what my plan is and why I like it. So yeah, please research it for yourself. I'll have links to where I got my information down in the description. So here we go. First off, the keto diet is the main diet that I'm going to be going with. It's similar to paleo and gluten-free, but there's an emphasis on no carbs, and there's a big emphasis on no sugar and lots of fats. So that means no bread, of course, no lentils, no rice, no quinoa, no garbanzo beans, no potatoes. My family likes to call rice extenders because that's what they do. They extend the meal. No more rice extenders. The idea behind this is that carbs, once you eat them, they become insulin. And once you digest them, and if you're not an athlete like me, and if you don't exercise regularly like me, the carbs become fat stores. Now, if you cut out the carbs, your body stops burning the sugar and changes gears to start burning the stored fat you have. Also, fats are really good for cholesterol. Cholesterol is basically what makes your brain work, and they're really satiating. So you'll feel less hungry. What do I eat? I eat Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, broccoli, kale, spinach. You want to try to limit onions and carrots, but most of my recipes have onions in them, so I kind of look the other way there. Fruits, see, sugar is still sugar, so you kind of want to limit fruits to like at least once a day. Try to not eat bananas, pineapples, watermelon, mango. Those are high on the glycemic index, and they will make your insulin spike. So if you're going to eat fruit, strawberries, blueberries, cranberries, blackberries, those are really good. Oh, and raspberries. Raspberries are good too. Fats. I eat heavy cream. I drink heavy cream with my coffee. I use butter, ghee, and olive oil. Avocados are great, but man, they're expensive. So once in a while, MCT oil is great, but man, is it expensive. It's really good if you're making sugar-free ice cream. So that's when I would usually get MCT oil. Protein. I usually eat chicken thighs, eggs, cheese, salmon, almonds, but I do want to try to be more environmentally sustainable. It's something that's on my mind, so I'll try to use Beyond Meat instead of ground meat or sausage where I can. It has a bit of carbs, but not enough to flip out about. It's also soy-free and gluten-free, so not a bad option. If I must have sugar, I would use Swerve. I find that Swerve tastes the best out of all fake sugar. I'm sorry, stevia just don't taste good to me. You can find it in the grocery store, but it is a bit expensive. It's not cheap, but if you have to make a sugar-free cheesecake or sugar-free ice cream, there you go. Now to intermittent fasting. I'm going to be using the keto diet and the intermittent fasting interchangeably. I'm going to be starting off at the 16-8 diet, which is you fast for 16 hours and you feed for 8. My first meal would start at 2 p.m., 2 in the afternoon, and I would be allowed to eat. I would allow myself to eat until 10 p.m. at night. From then on, I fast until the next afternoon. There's many diets. There's many different versions of intermittent fasting. There's the OMAD diet, which is 1 meal a day. There's the 5-2 diet, where you fast 2 days and you feed for 5 days. There's the alternate day fasting. If things start to slow up, I might change it a bit, but what's good about it is that first off, you're naturally skipping out on breakfast, which means less calories, but it's not just good for calories in, calories out. When we're fasted, our insulin levels are low and our body taps into our fat storages for energy instead of the sugar for insulin. It's also good for autophagy, which is sort of like spring cleaning for your skin cells. Your new skin cells start eating your old skin cells. It's good for anti-aging and human growth hormone. I saw a video about how autophagy might be good for loose skin. I don't know, but it doesn't hurt to try. Again, why did I choose these diets specifically? Well, first off, I've done it before. About 2 years ago, I was getting ready to get married, and I got on those diets pretty well, so I'm used to it. The reason why I stopped it is because I had my wedding, and that wedding cake, man, that was the end. I naturally don't eat breakfast. My demons are at night. If I have a craving at night, I just can't sleep. So there you go. But I think most importantly for me, I have a fear of diabetes. I read a book maybe about 5 years ago called Grain Brain, and it scared the crap out of me. Basically, sugar is the devil. It causes mental fog, it causes inflammation, it's bad for your teeth. They're even calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes because sugar screws up your brain so bad. So yeah, some important questions. Am I counting calories? No. Am I binging? Because that's a main concern that people getting into intermittent fasting have. And the answer is no. And I'm surprised like everyone else, because the moment 12 o'clock comes by, I'm thinking about every meal that I want to have at 2 o'clock. What tends to happen is I start eating my meal and I begin to slow down and I feel satiated. And I realize I can eat as much as I want during my feeding period, but I don't. It's like I'm not restricted, so I don't feel the push, the need to eat more. Funny how that works. Next, am I doing this for the long term? Intermittent fasting, I can see continuing. Keto, I care about being environmentally sustainable. When I reach my goal, I might start to wean myself off of keto, might go into a more vegetarian lifestyle. Not vegan, can't live without cheese, man. But for right now, a high carb diet is not gonna work for me right now. Will I try for ketosis? So I've done this before, and those of you who know, here's the ketosis strips. They're really annoying. You test your how far along in your ketosis you are, and if you're very pale, you're not doing good, and if you're dark purple, you are in ketosis, my friend. Man, I do not need this stress in my life. Following the macros, the 70, 25, so somewhere around there. And putting it in my Fitness Pal, and just it's not close, so I have to eat more fats to get to my goal, to get to the macros goal. And you tend to just gain more calories trying to get to that macros goal. It's just really frustrating. So for now, no. Maybe in the future I'll think about it. Also, my metabolism. I was worried when I started intermittent fasting about my metabolism. You know, you've heard in the past that if you eat little meals throughout the day, your metabolism will be fine. But if you stop eating altogether, your metabolism will slow down. So far, that hasn't been the problem. The truth is, from the information that I've gathered, is that our bodies are adapted to fasting throughout history. We haven't always been able to eat 3 meals a day. So yeah, finally, I'd like to make a point that all of this can change. If I start plateauing, and I have to start switching gears. So I might switch up my fast. I might go try to reach ketosis. Who knows? This is a journey. Now, my exercise. Truth, I hate exercising. I hate it so much. Even when I was at my smallest in college and I exercised at least twice a day, I hated it so much. I just hate it. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, I have some problems. First off, we're in a pandemic. There's no gym. I can't go to the elliptical. I can't borrow weights for strength training. We're just gonna have to wait for that. Also, my hips and my knees don't feel so hot. Whenever I do squats or whenever I do some extreme jumping, I can feel it in my knees, in my hip, my right hip. Maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, I was I was overweight, of course, obese, 240, 250 pounds, and I decided to go for a run on a treadmill. And it felt all right afterwards, but the next day, I think I permanently damaged my hip. Not to the extreme, but every time I try to run, my hip kills. I'm hoping that once I lose enough weight, maybe down to 200, I can start running or maybe start doing squats again. But for right now, I've been walking. I've been trying to get to 10,000 steps a day, and I've been riding a bike at least once every 2 weeks. I'm gonna try to do it once a week because it's pretty nice. Once the gym opens, I'll definitely get back on the elliptical and I'll start strength training. I haven't chosen a routine yet, but I'm sure YouTube will help me with that. Now, this week's results. So last week I was 290.1 pounds. This week, 287.5. We're on course. Let's hope for next week. Finally, I'd like to leave off with a little footage. This week was my husband's birthday, and I just wanted to share with you what we did. We rented a Tesla and drove to Montauk, which is the most eastern part of Long Island, if you didn't know. And we went to the beach. He wanted the Tesla, and after this trip, we're probably going to get a Tesla. It's pretty good. It's so smooth. And anyways, I hope you like it. You guys stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next week.